Another week gone by, and another week people keep switching sentiments. We were extremely bearish over here at the bottom, as we're meant to be, and now people are starting to feel a little bit more bullish. I just want you guys to notice that the people that are always bearish at support get it wrong for a reason. Now, we talked about how, of course, there was a chance to go up and down, but I was leaning towards the upside, and we got that breakout eventually, and then we came back down to retest. We got the official breakout back on October 23rd, and now we can see us testing this line of resistance, same as we did back here, and last time it failed. This time, I don't think it fails. I actually think we do break towards the upside. I would give that about an 80% likelihood. We could still retrace and then pump, and then see us crack through 16,000 all the way up to potentially 121 grand, which would be very bullish for the alts. But that doesn't clear us out of the woods yet for Bitcoin, because as you guys can see, that doesn't really change the structure, where the structure is a range. So we would simply be in the middle of the structure with no real change, except it's more bullish and alts are pumping. And if you're trading, obviously you're going to be enjoying that, because the volatility you get from trading means your setups are working. But for investing, nothing really changes until we break out of this area for being able to sell your positions and make some gains on your portfolio. Or on the flip side, if Bitcoin decides to get up here and then crack towards the downside, what happens is you get potentially to add down lower for the opportunity to compound those gains if we manage to go back up. Of course, that's yet to be seen. So right now we're going to talk about exactly what I expect in the coming weeks, because that's as far as I can see with the current price action. That changes every time I get new data every day. So right now, my current plan is to simply trade this to above, I think 120, close to 120, 121. And then we'll have to see what price does. If we manage to crack above this all-time high, obviously that would change the structure and get more bullish. However, there is a chance that when we do get up here, we can see us crack back below. So we'll have to see which path Bitcoin decides to take, because it's not yet clear. The good news is we have alts bouncing across the board. We've got Litecoin making a nice 10% move towards the upside. You can see that. We managed to put a wick up to about 106. And if we get a retrace, I do think it's a potential add there. We also have Hype pushing up towards the upside right there. We've also got XRP pushing towards the upside. We've also got virtuals pushing towards the upside. So we have a bunch of coins just moving towards the upside. And I do think they will continue to go one by one, as we can see here. I know I got a lot of fibs, but ignore those. We'll just hide those. You can see that. So Tau is currently at resistance, as it's failed to break out once, twice, 3, 4, 5, 6 times. So we'll see if this time is different. If it is different, that'll be really good for the AI coins. So we'll have to wait and see. As for now, I'm not looking to add any more Tau. If we get back to the bottom of the range, then obviously that'll be a different story. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum is managing to break out as well. You can see the break of the downtrend over here. If I put the lines back on, break of the downtrend, cancel that. And you can see us potentially moving back to the top of the range right there, about 4.7. So Ethereum still has room to run. If it was going to break down, it would have done so down here. It did not. Means we're running towards the upside along with Bitcoin. So all these setups are still intact and looking good. We've got a lot of coins looking this way. Now, if we go to the stablecoin dominance, we can see that dominance is on the drop. I do think we're going to get a little bit of a drop here and continue this move towards the downside until we get to about 7%. Resistance is at around 7.45, so we could even see us drop further. A couple of retraces here is not uncommon. As you guys can see, we get a little bit of retraces and continue moving down. Because we got such an aggressive move up, the correction back to the 7.45 or 7.74% is an inevitability at this point, especially if Bitcoin manages to stay up and people go risk on. Because if we go risk on, stables are going to be deployed, which means the dominance of stablecoins decreases naturally. The other missing piece to the puzzle is Bitcoin dominance here. We still need to see Bitcoin dominance roll over. It has not rolled over yet. I'm looking for it to roll over soon. Still waiting for it. It might crack up back to about 60 or 62%, but that's the highest I would imagine it goes. It didn't go any higher during the crash, so I don't expect it to go any higher than this level here. So that's a good sign. At least we have a ceiling for Bitcoin dominance. So once stablecoin dominance and Bitcoin dominance start falling, that's when true alt season begins, as people feel more inclined to risk their money on on-chain and alts. So we'll be waiting for that to come through. It's been taking its time, but I do think we get closer than ever towards the end of the cycle. But overall, the market is being very generous, giving us all these opportunities. Of course, after a big crash, that's going to happen. We still have a bunch of coins looking to correct to the upside after getting absolutely demolished here. We have about a 30% move on AVAX waiting to happen. APT also has a move waiting to happen towards the upside up to about $4.50. What else we got? We have a Link looking to do the same up to about $21, $22, somewhere around there. Rep, a prediction markets platform, has already pulled off this move. So If you're not looking at these charts, you wouldn't know that all these moves are happening and setting up to go higher. But there you have it. They are happening right under your nose, and it's up to us to find them and catch them. We also have SUI waiting to make that move. Uni's waiting to make that move. XLM is going to be following in XRP's footsteps. So if we can get some pullbacks, there's a ton of coins. And speaking of ton is another coin we're looking to trade towards the upside to about 2.6. So massive trades here. If we can get them a bit lower, that's another 22% trade, of course. So I think we are at a great point for investing in alts. And this is where you want to allocate, especially after a 30% dump towards the downside or more for a lot of these altcoins. Let's just take a look at the indexes here, and we can see the AI index is still holding below this, and that's nice to see. But what we really want to see, like I've said before, is a crack back into the $40 billion club. So once we get that, confidence will increase in AI. Of course, we've had a ton of AI coins running on the on-chain based ecosystem, but the coins are so tiny, they barely put a dent in this. So I'm not sure what basket of alts the AI index has, but clearly they haven't been pumping enough. We have Tau in there as well, so I'm not sure why it hasn't cracked above 40 yet. So let's go ahead and take a look at total DeFi. And I would assume total DeFi is looking worse than AI. No, it's looking all right. It's looking like Ethereum, actually. It looks exactly like the Ethereum chart. So once Ethereum begins running, I do think DeFi is going to run as well, because it seems to follow it to a T. And then memes, I think memes are going to make a comeback, because memes got destroyed, but they're setting up to go higher. Memes are looking slightly worse than AI, but potentially looking to at least get back up to about $66 billion there. And once we do that, we'll see if we can hold above 60 billion. So AI and memes looking closer to similar than DeFi. DeFi is looking like Ethereum. Makes sense, since DeFi is basically synonymous with Ethereum. And then, of course, we've got Solana, which I think still is waiting to break out of this downward trend. So we'll possibly see one more retrace, and that'll be the buy, in my opinion. I didn't get to buy Solana because I wasn't convinced on the bounce, and there wasn't enough space for me to trade it. But if we do manage to pull back a little bit, we'll be able to trade this breakout to higher levels. Let's just take a look where all-time highs are. I think it's about 270. Yeah, about 290, let's call it, is the top of all-time highs. So we have some room there to trade it all the way to about 490. So we'll see if we can get that. I think one more drop in the alts potentially. If we can get that drop there, we'll see what happens there. They might sweep the lows, even the liquidity down there. So that's something to watch out for. But like I said, I think we're setting up for a big day tomorrow, as we have the FOMC tomorrow. So that might shake up markets a bit and induce some volatility. But all in all, guys, this is, I think, buy opportunities across the board. Just waiting for Bitcoin to break to the upside and for alts to follow. That's on the trading side. On the investing side, I do think it's also a good chance to pick up on spot. I think one of the only meme coins I would pick up right now is Pengu. Pengu looks really good here for a good trade. We got a break of the trend, and now we're waiting for the move towards the upside on Pengu. So I think we got a nice move, about a 30% move there, and potentially breaking all-time highs soon as well. The structure looks really good here. This wick messes up the chart a lot, but if Bitcoin can stay bullish, I don't think we're going to be breaking these lows anytime soon. But that's the update for you guys. And if you enjoyed the video, I'll be updating you guys on Wednesday as well. So subscribe to keep up to date. But that's it for now, and I'll see you guys next time.